And this was just announced. Federal government sent out $186 billion more of overpayments. This is nuts. In a 1 year period of time, more than they were supposed to, okay? Now, this goes back to fiscal year of 2025, okay, to fiscal year 2025. Now, to be fair, that runs from a time frame of October 1st, 2024 to September 30th, 2025. Now, obviously, here we are, as I film this video, about in the middle of 2026 as I film this video, okay? Just want to give it all context right now. Anyway, so during that 1 year period of time, the fiscal year of 2025 for the federal government, they paid out $186 billion more than they were supposed to. Now, check out in this article where that money went. Medicare is at the top of the list. They overpaid Medicare by $57 billion, okay? That's a lot of money. $57 billion overpaid into Medicare, okay? That's the first line item. Next, Medicaid. This one comes in $37 billion. Whoops, $37 billion. Wouldn't it be nice to have a bankroll so much money that you can overpay by $57 billion, $37 billion, $186 billion in a year and not even notice? Wouldn't that be fun? That'd be really awesome. That'd be a lot of money to have in somebody's possession to be able to do that. Okay, that's a lot. Now, they also sent out about $21 billion in EITC, Earned Income Tax Credits, to those individuals that they said didn't deserve it. That's literally what the article says. Didn't deserve it. Okay, well, whatever. I guess if somebody's not qualified, then fine. But seriously, $21 billion? That's a ton of money. That means that's millions and millions and millions of people that are claiming the EITC, according to what these numbers are, that they figure don't get it or don't need it or whatever. Okay, interesting. Anyway, the food stamp program, SNAP benefits, that went on $10 billion, okay? These numbers are ridiculous. Now, what's super interesting about this goes across 15 different federal departments, okay, 15 different federal departments, and 64 total low-income, fixed-income type programs across the board. 64 programs, and they overpaid all of this, okay? Obviously, Medicare, Medicaid, the EITC, and SNAP, between the total of all those, that's probably about, what's the math on that? Gee, I don't know, 100 and maybe 120 billion-ish dollars of the 186 billion total. So, I mean, just those handful right there take up the bulk of it, but still, big deal. Okay. With that being said, let's talk really quickly here why this is a major situation, why low income, fixed income need to be very aware of this, because do you think that they're just going to let this slide and, 186 billion, who cares, not a big deal, nada. The reason I say this is this. Well, what have they been doing over the last, call it, year and a half or so? They've been making these programs, well, more restrictive. They're adding more rules. They're adding all kinds of parameters and things like that because they keep saying that these programs are full of fraud. Really? Are they really full of fraud, or does the federal government just not know what to do and they keep overpaying by $186 billion? Are the programs really full of fraud, or does the government just not know how to send proper payments? I mean, do you know what I mean? Maybe that's their problem. Maybe the programs are totally fine. The federal government just doesn't know what they're doing with money. Maybe that's the problem. So they think it's fraud, but really, it's just them not figuring out how to send out proper payments. Maybe that's where the problem is coming in. You know what I'm saying? So maybe anyway. Drop your comment down below. Let me know what you think about this, but this is nuts, okay? Now, the problem about this is that the beneficiaries on these programs, again, Medicare, Medicaid, food stamps, those individuals getting the EITC, and again, rattle off any of the programs. I mean, literally any of them, right? There's all kinds of federal programs out there that offer all kinds of assistance in many different forms. But point being is this. As they continue to move forward and say, look, there's so much fraud in these programs. We're losing hundreds of billions of dollars a year. Yeah, for the reasons that I just mentioned, or is it actually fraud? Okay, I think that's a really good, valid question that we really need to be asking right now. But anyway, point being is that beneficiaries, okay, I'm just going to say this, not saying that it's like a good, that it's a good thing, because it's not a good thing. But I'm just saying is that beneficiaries, unfortunately, may be the ones on the hook that ultimately get hurt by this, because they're going to come in and add more rules and parameters and more restrictions and more oversight and micromanagement to oversee these programs so that they're not, overspending by a couple $100 billion a year. So at the end of the day, what that's going to mean is more hurdles to get over, more flaming hoops to jump through for the beneficiaries, because they're going to be more restrictive on these programs, just like what we've seen in the last, call it, year or so with the food stamp program. That's very well known. That program has been changing a lot. Generally, the food stamp program doesn't change all that much. Like, it rarely ever changes, kind of like Social Security. It doesn't have a whole lot of changes within it. But unfortunately, because of all this is like where we're going to see some of those changes coming in, because they feel like they need to micromanage better, because they feel like they're losing so much money, when in reality, they're not losing it by the means in which they think. It's just literally like their own fault, and they're